So the Game Awards finally went down, and you might be surprised because recently I just made a video complaining about award shows and the streamies in specific. It's like, this is so lame, so dumb. And trust me, the concept of award shows are still pretty lame to me. But this year's Game Awards was made slightly less soulless by what went on. So, as pretty much everybody knows at this point, the two big contenders for Game of the Year were God of War Ragnarok and Elden Ring. And Elden Ring ended up winning, which I thought was great. You know, I have a lot of appreciation for Miyazaki. I love the inspiration that he has put in from Berserk, which is a series that I have grown to love more and more throughout this current year after seeing the inspirations in people playing Elden Ring and being like, oh, that's cool, let me check out the series. But anyway, Miyazaki went up to give his speech, and an interesting character decided to make his debut as Miyazaki ended his speech. So I'm going to show you the clip. Let's get into it.
Supported these titles, and we create the games we want to create and do our best because of you. Thank you so much.
I think if God of War Ragnarok came out just a few months earlier, it would have a bigger chance.
You know, real quick, I want to thank everybody and say that I think I want to nominate this award to my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi, Bill Clinton. Thank you, everybody.
Who was that guy?
All right.
Who was that guy?
Honestly, I just love things like this when it's not, you know, a person trying to assassinate somebody. That's always preferable. Obviously, security is definitely in question after this. It's wild that this guy was able to just get up there. Nobody stopped him, and he knew how to blend in too. I'm gonna show you a clip later where he's just slipping right in there, and security thought he was part of Miyazaki's entourage, and Miyazaki's entourage thought he was a part of the show. A lot of viewers thought he was part of the show, and he was able to blend in. In fact, you know, if he brought like a camera up there, he could have just taken a couple of pictures and then posted like a YouTube vlog of like how I crashed the gaming awards. And he ended up getting arrested, but because he's 15, which is crazy that he's, you know, younger than me and he's pulling off this insane stuff. He ended up getting released like right after he did it. So he's free right now, and he's getting like interviewed because of course he is. You know, people are all like, oh, this daring kid. And I get it. I get the appeal of talking to the guy because that's funny. Like, it's unfortunate that he was able to get up there so easily, and it was a good thing that all he wanted to do was say something after Miyazaki was done talking. So even though his outburst 100% overshadowed the speech, he still didn't like try to ruin his moment per se, and I don't think that the overshadowing was on purpose there. I love Jeff Keighley's like response. If you don't know Jeff Keighley's the guy at the end, he's just like, oh, okay, let's keep the show going, I guess. And as you can see, like the security people walk in, and the fact that this guy was a kid definitely saved him from getting the Dave Chappelle treatment when they oh my goodness, they like popped the dude's arm out of socket, had it bent the wrong way because he dived on stage. Obviously that's a completely different subject, totally, but that was so wild to me. They dragged that man backstage and beat him for like minutes on end, and then called an ambulance for him. So yeah, the fact that a 15-year-old kid 100% planned this, because this isn't something that you can just go and do. He not only got into the Game Awards, he then gets up onto the stage and speaks into the mic Kanye style. Honestly, the dude's a legend, alright? And security is going to have to step up, obviously. That's like the main focus of all of this, of like, hey, security, you fumbled the bag here. you got to get it up, because this is not going to fly at all. Like, you're putting people in danger if you're going to just be like, oh, well, you know, I guess we don't have to pay attention to anybody, and I guess it'll be fine. And you just sit there and just let a guy sprint onto, well, he didn't, I guess he sprinted onto the stage to get him. As you can see at the end of the clip, people are coming in. But I did want to show you Penguin breaking down the clip of how he gets onto the stage, because I just found it so funny.
So here's the Elden Ring team going around giving high fives on their way to the stage, and then there's the kid coming in there like it's a secret boss encounter. Just walks down the aisle, no questions asked. He doesn't even go up at the same time as the team. He just comes from a different aisle. Then he just greets them on the way up, pats them on the back, and then stands behind them, waiting for his opportunity to strike.
Honestly, this guy played his cards perfectly. He knew how to blend in. He did nothing out of the ordinary until the exact moment that he wanted to strike. And he did it all for a meme, which is crazy. People have been saying like, oh, this is fake, this is scripted, but it makes the Game Awards look pretty bad if this is like, because all of a sudden it's like, oh, so just anybody can get up there. Like, it's different when it's like, oh, there's like a Kanye West running onto the stage to, you know, say something about a Beyonce music video. But when it's just randoms, it's like, oh man, do I even want to show up for my award? Like, we know there are insane people in the world that will just do anything to, you know, get back at somebody because they didn't, you know, add a certain asset right. Or in God of War Ragnarok's case, they'll harass developers because they aren't giving them information in the time frame that they wanted, even though they're not allowed to give it out contractually. It's crazy that this kid pretty much got off the hook like super easily. Like, I'm pretty sure that at most they made him like, well, I don't even think they made him stay like the night in like a cell just to like teach him a lesson. They probably gave him like a hard talking to at the station, and then his parents came and picked him up, and then he went home, and now he's gonna be a legend at his school and pretty much wherever he goes for like the rest of the time. Like, this was like the biggest thing on the internet surrounding the Game Awards like all last night, because, you know, it's insane. If this guy wants to, you know, he'll probably do some sort of podcast circuit where he goes around talking to people. He's already getting interviews, so I guarantee you, like, in a couple months, your favorite podcast will probably have him on talking about, oh, here's why I decided to rush the stage. And his name's like Madison Evans or something like that, which is already an interesting name. And apparently he's always been talking about like world events and stuff, which is interesting that he would, you know, have that kind of position where he's like plugged into like what's going on in the world, and then would use his chance in the spotlight to shout out his rabbi Bill Clinton and nominate him. I wonder if like Bill Clinton would ever like see this video, because like he's not watching the Game Awards or anything, and I doubt he cares. But like, maybe his name trended. I don't know if I'm remembering that correctly, but I think his name might have trended. Like, imagine he just goes on Twitter and he's like, what am I trending for? And then he's like, oh, this can't be. And also, maybe I'm jumping to too much of a conclusion here, because what if he's talking about an actual rabbi named Bill Clinton, and it's just a huge coincidence? Because otherwise it's kind of weird to be like the rabbi Bill Clinton. Like, what? I don't know. It would be funny if he was actually talking about a real rabbi. Is it likely? No. But I do definitely entertain the possibility, because it is funnier than him just saying the rabbi Bill Clinton. Imagine going through all that trouble, just a meme. Like, that's funny, but I can appreciate the dedication, because there was definitely a lot that went into that. He definitely 100% planned it out. He probably watched like the last couple of ones and knew the exact timing, knew like how many seconds he would have to get up on. I'm talking like Ocean's 11 level of planning. And when I say that, I have not seen the movie past like the second scene, so I wouldn't actually know. But like just this high level of planning. All right, I've got, as soon as they announce who won the Game Awards, I've got 7 seconds to get from my seat down the aisle up onto the stage. Then I've got 8 seconds to get behind all the entourage before any security guards would notice me. What if he came to the last one and then scoped it out and then was like, okay, so next year I'm gonna do it. Okay, now I'm getting into weird like conspiratorial territory. So I'm just gonna end it off here. That was just all my thoughts on the situation. I really wanted to talk about this because it's just funny. It's not, the normal cringe, people talking of cringe and me, getting mad at them. Or not really getting mad at them, but just being like, oh, this is dumb. This is dumb and I hate it. That kind of thing. This is a nice little break. Alright, thank you all for watching. Goodbye.